Happening now, the latest on a fire that left 3 families homeless in Westfield overnight, and why rising gas prices might have a positive impact on local tourism here. Plus, a new bank opens in Dunkirk.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now as we're ready to close out another week. I'm Justin Gould. The latest local news is coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter back with us today. And Dakota, you don't have the best of news weather-wise.
No, I have to be the bearer of bad news. We do have some white stuff coming our way towards the weekend, but we have to get through today first. And you can see over the Mill Creek Mall in Erie, we do have a few raindrops coming our way, and this is going to continue through at least parts of the afternoon hours. So the radar basically showing you the rain showers that are going to be coming on in from the west and moving in from the west and to the east today. So we are going to see some rain showers through the afternoon hours, and there you see it right there coming across Mayville right now. And these are going to be continuing again through the afternoon hours. 54 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 37, 75, and 6 are the records. So through the afternoon, just lots of clouds, a colder day than it was yesterday. Scattered rain showers at times through the afternoon hours, and it will be breezy with a southwest wind 10 to 20, 42 to 47 will be the high temperatures. But as we mentioned, snow is on the way for the weekend, and it will accumulate. We'll talk about how much with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show, Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you back in a bit. Thank you. 3 families were displaced following a fire in the village of Westfield on Thursday night. The Westfield Fire Department responded to a fire at 58 Washington Street around 10:30 p.m. First responders say the residence was a multi-family apartment. After flames were knocked down, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Fire Investigation Team responded to determine what sparked the blaze. Following their probe, investigators say sparks originated on a kitchen range, which then spread throughout the room. No injuries were reported. However, that property is a total loss. The American Red Cross will now be assisting the family who has been displaced. A 34-year-old Dunkirk man was hospitalized following an armed standoff with police on Thursday. The Dunkirk Police Department says officers were at an East 7th Street residence to assist with a property removal call before the situation unfolded. The man, who was not identified by police, armed himself with a razor and a knife standing on a roof. Following around a 3-hour of negotiating with Dunkirk Police, the Chautauqua County Mobile Crisis Team, and Dunkirk Fire Department, officials were able to talk that subject out of the house without incident. He was taken to UPMC Chautauqua Hospital in Jamestown for an evaluation. And growing gasoline prices has many across our region digging deeper into their wallets. However, tourism officials in Chautauqua County say there is a silver lining here. Our Alana Wingate joins us live from the newsroom with more on what that is, and Alana, the proposed solution from our Washington rep.
Is on the rise. Chautauqua County officials joined Congressman Tom Reed to address some of their concerns on Thursday at the mobile gas station in Bemis Point. However, it is not all bad news, especially for the local tourism industry.
If there is a silver lining for tourism businesses in the area, it's that during recessions and times of higher costs related to travel, that places like Chautauqua County do well comparatively and can even do better.
Nevertheless, many are looking for relief. Congressman Tom Reed believes they should look for a fix at home, not abroad.
What we need is a United States energy policy that recognizes this is a long-term solution when it comes from transitioning from fossil fuel to those alternatives and renewables. But in the meantime, do no harm when it comes to the hardworking taxpayers of America.
Chautauqua County Legislator Elizabeth Rankin, who represents Jamestown, agrees.
We know we've got the demand, and then when you look at a dwindling supply due to the Keystone Pipe, due to restrictions on drilling, and we're not able to get what we want, you throw in some high taxes, you stir in a little inflation, you look at the fact that we're not as self-sufficient as we'd like to be as a country, and that we're too dependent on foreign oil, we've got pain at the pump.
Some have argued that suspending the gas tax would help provide an immediate fix, but Congressman Reed doesn't think so.
We're talking 18 cents on the gallon as opposed to using the solution that I think is best that could move this down $2 a gallon.
Balancing clean energy and keeping a stable economy is not an easy task, according to Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell.
We want to go to green energy. We want to move to green energy relatively faster than we wanted to take our masks off during COVID. It does not equate to success.
While we were at the Bemis Point station for Reed's press conference, the price for a gallon of regular unleaded increased 4 cents from $4.35 to $4.39. According to AAA, the average gas price of Friday morning in Chautauqua County is $4.33 a gallon. Live in the newsroom, Alana Wingate, WNY News Now.
Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union opened a new branch on Vineyard Drive in Dunkirk on Thursday. The credit union celebrated the big day with a ceremonial ribbon cutting. The Southern Chautauqua has served as Chautauqua County's area credit union since the early 1960s. Since then, they launched many financial programs like loan services in the county, a point that CEO John Felton expands on.
As a community development financial institution, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is helping individuals who maybe have struggled with their finances previously. We know that a credit score is a snapshot of who you are today, and it talks about your past. It really doesn't talk about your future.
A major goal of Southern Chautauqua, Fountain goes on to say, is building relationships with members as well as taking a personalized approach to address needs. As WNY News Now continues, New York's Attorney General releasing body cam footage of a fatal officer-involved shooting in our region. And later, ahead of this community walk this weekend in Jamestown, we speak with the city councilman talking about the issues up for discussion here locally. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area, hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at Northwest Arena, where both kids and parents alike can learn about activities available to you. Later in the evening, finish out the night at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. Stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New York's Attorney General has released the body camera video of a fatal trooper-involved shooting that claimed the life of a Northeast Pennsylvania man in February. We warned you, the video we're about to play contains graphic content you may find disturbing. 38-year-old James Huber was shot by New York State Police on February 12th in downtown Buffalo after a trooper tried to stop his vehicle for erratic driving on the New York State Thruway. Police say his vehicle was stopped traveling at speeds above 100 miles an hour. During the pursuit, troopers report that he crashed into the state police vehicle. Once the crash entered downtown, they called that pursuit off, but a trooper later located the suspect vehicle parked on East Eagle Street near Washington Street. The trooper approached, giving verbal commands for him to exit his car. That's when the man drove off, putting his vehicle in reverse. The trooper then just charged his weapon at the man. The AG says her investigation into the case is ongoing. She released the video to the public in order to, quote, increase transparency and strengthen public trust in these matters. A big change is coming to one of the area's most popular summertime events. According to posts on the Warren County Fair Facebook page, there won't be any carnival-style amusement park rides at their fair this summer. The ride company told the fair board they've recently merged with another company and had to drop some dates from its schedule, so they won't be coming back. And the board's efforts to find another company to come up with rides are coming up empty so far. This year's Warren County Fair is set for August 9th through the 13th. For the first of many, walking tours will kick off this weekend in Jamestown, with local representatives seeking feedback to address issues firsthand. Our Bronson Rasmussen joins us today in studio with more ahead of the engagement event. Bronson?
Ward 1 Councilman Brent Sheldon will lead the first of 6 walking tours on Saturday as part of the city's annual action plan, which aims to provide funding for the Department of Housing and Urban Development to help address community needs. Previously, only one meeting was held to address issues across the whole city. Sheldon tells us this new approach should help localize the process block by block.
Well, I think this is good. In the past, the Department of Development has held public hearings to get input on housing issues as well as public safety issues, and those public hearings have not been very well attended. So I think this is a good idea to get out into the neighborhoods, talk with the people, the homeowners, the tenants that live in the neighborhoods, and see what their concerns are.
Sheldon believes that there are many problems within his ward, with issues ranging from things as simple as noise complaints to more pressing problems like crime.
There's a lot of rental properties in this neighborhood. There's been some shootings in this neighborhood in the past. So there's definitely issues here that I know people are concerned about.
The point of the walks is to gather input, which would ultimately lead to action.
Bring us your concerns. You know, what do you need? One thing that we did in this neighborhood last year was replace a lot of the sidewalks, the driveway aprons, the curbs, and things like that.
Some of the programs Sheldon is working on include rental assistance for his ward, as well as homeowner repair programs. Sheldon wants to hear all types of suggestions from the community, no matter how outlandish they may sound.
The guy said, well, I've been shoveling these sidewalks, but I broke my shovel. I said, what can you do? And I said, okay. So myself and Councilman Randy DeVerso, we went out and bought a shovel for the guy and dropped it off to his house.
The Ward 1 area includes the northeastern part of the city of Jamestown. Exact locations can be found on the city's website. The walk for that ward is set for Saturday at Lillian-Dixon Park at 10 a.m. or at the lobby of City Hall in case of inclement weather. In the studio, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you. A new website has been launched this week to help Ukrainian people and their allies in New York. This follows Governor Kathy Hochul's warning to consumers about scams and cybersecurity threats amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Resources include access to free legal support, including asylum applications, and English language courses through its networks of opportunity centers. Furthermore, the site also has access to mental health support groups and workforce readiness tools, including resume writing, digital literacy skills, and credentialing evaluation. Coming up, we check back in with our Washington, D.C. correspondent as she continues her journey through Poland, documenting the refugee crisis there in Ukraine. Today, she's at the border of that country. And later, we introduce you to a furry friend who's up for adoption in this Pet of the Week segment. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Wanted to bring back the old Seasons of Western New York graphic. We showed this at the end of last year, and it's kind of good to bring it back because, yeah, you think we're in spring? No, sir. No, sir. This is where we're at. Third winter. And you're going to see as we go into the weekend, what's going to be coming. Now, I can't take credit for building this graphic. Our friend David Walter down, our friend down there in Erie came up with this graphic, so we had to copy it and put it into our graphic set because it's just too darn good. As you can see, we got lots of clouds downtown right now. 38 as a noon hour, a light rain shower at the airport, and it is a bit breezy with a southwest wind of 12, so that knocks the wind chill down to 30. Now, the next thing we are keeping an eye on is going to be this weekend. Old Man Winter's not done yet. We've got another blast of winter weather coming our way for the weekend. In terms of the impacts here, everything is in the moderate category because it's going to get much colder. We are going to see at least some accumulating snow. We'll talk about the snow totals in a minute. The wind chill could be a bit of an issue, and blowing snow could be an issue. We're talking wind gusts likely around 35, maybe 40 miles an hour through the weekend. So, and some of this is going to be lake effect snow. Remember how lake effect snow forms? It starts with that warm Lake Erie water. 34 degrees is the current water temperature. As we get colder air to surge across the lake, you need that that 20-degree temperature difference from the surface of the lake to 5,000 feet. Then the air rises, we see the lake clouds form, and then the wind direction is what determines who's going to get hit. The winds push those clouds inland, they drop snow, and it's the wind direction that we have to keep an eye on as into who's going to get the snow. So we have a cold front parked just to our west. This is going to be moving through tonight, and then that's going to surge in much colder air for the weekend. So let's show it to you on the newest computer model one. We will see some rain showers through the afternoon hours. It may mix with a few wet snowflakes, especially on the highest elevations, but I think most of us should remain mostly rain. Then we'll see rain showers transitioning over to rain and snow showers through the overnight hours. Then tomorrow, snow showers. Yeah. Happy spring. And we are going to see these snow showers continue through the day on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's going to lake effect. We are going to see that lake effect machine getting fueled up with that cold air coming right across the lake. So snowfall totals, this is our preliminary estimate. Of course, Andrew Stevenson will be keeping an eye on this through the weekend, but this is what we're looking at here. Likely around 3 to 5 inches. Some spots may get close to 6 inches once you work into this dark blue strip right into here that encompasses much of southern and then western or eastern Erie County, Pennsylvania. So it's spring. We're supposed to get snow this time of the year, believe it or not. It happens, folks. It happens, folks. So you can see on the next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions, you can see a mixed rain and snow showers Saturday. I think through the day on Sunday, 2 to 4 inches looks likely. What season of this? On Monday, 25 with a few snow showers. We're still chilly early next week, but look at that. We're going to go into the lower 60s by late next week, Justin. It's a roller coaster of weather.
Really? I think this has got to be record of some sort. I don't know, because we've talked about this for weeks now, the roller coaster of frigid to warm to frigid to warm. Well, thanks, Dakota, for the info.
But no thanks.
I will, if I could time travel to Thursday, that could be a good thing. Thank you. Well, some headlines from around the nation. And the average rent price in the U.S. just hit a new record. According to a report from retailer.com, the national median rent was $1,792 last month. That's a 17% jump from a year ago, marking double-digit increases for studio apartments, 1 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms. February's new high put the typical apartment at $283 more expensive each month than it was in 2020 before the coronavirus pandemic. That's according to retailer.com, which marks a nearly 20% increase over the past 2 years. February was also the 7th straight month of double-digit percent increases after rents created in some of the biggest cities during the pandemic. The website's chief economic officer says rental prices will likely remain high, but that some cooling is expected. Miami saw the fastest growth, with the median rental price spiking 55% in February from a year ago. And President Joe Biden is visiting Poland today. It's his last stop on the European trip to meet with allies about Russia in Ukraine. Russian refugees are also on top of mind. The White House says that Biden's meeting with European Commission President in Brussels is to show support for U.S. allies. Then it's on to Poland and a city near the Ukrainian border. He'll talk with that country's president about the humanitarian crisis Russia's war in Ukraine is causing. The United Nations says 2 million Ukrainians have now fled to Poland. Biden says the U.S. will take in 100,000 refugees. The president will also visit U.S. troops stationed in Poland today. The trip is about helping Ukrainians defend themselves, too. And our coverage of the Ukrainian crisis continues. Today, our crews visited the Poland-Ukraine border, as well as a Polish checkpoint where refugees have to pass through. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports from the Ukrainian border.
Once the Ukrainian people cross through these green gates, they've safely made it to Poland. Crossing into Poland, you can see people carrying as much as they can, which most of the time is just one suitcase and a child or a pet. At this southern border crossing near Medica, Poland, it can be described as chaotic, but filled with people with good intentions. Along the walkway that refugees pass through, several international groups and organizations are ready to greet them, give them food, SIM cards for their cell phones, even a therapy dog to comfort them.
It took us 2 days to go from Kharkiv Oblast to Lviv. Then we spent some time with our friends, and then today we left for here.
This woman just made it to Poland with her child. We spoke with her shortly after she crossed the border. She's grateful for how friendly everyone is and has a message for her fellow Ukrainians.
We want to say everyone to hold on because it's very scary out there, but we will win.
Refugees then board buses waiting for them to take them to other cities or to checkpoints like this one. Weeks ago, when there were just thousands and thousands of refugees making their way to this checkpoint, basically they wanted to make sure that everyone had a place to stay. There were basically being set up inside this building. It's a large building, but there still wasn't enough room. So they put up these orange tents right behind me as a temporary spot for them to stay. We weren't allowed access inside the building for privacy reasons, But inside, we're told refugees could get help with other administrative business and transportation to big cities in Poland or other European countries. And outside of the building, more volunteers from all over the world, cooking up fresh food for the refugees.
We are very happy to be here and see and feel like the Faroe Island is helping.
For these volunteers, they see how these refugees have endured the worst and hope their help will bring them some relief.
It feels, everything that's happening is horrible, but it feels like if we can give them what they need, then it's like a satisfying,
For us, it's just a small thing to do, but the people are really, sometimes they're really desperate and they don't know where they're going. So for us, it's just a blessing that we are able to do such a thing. So that's.
At the Ukraine border, Rachel Knapp reporting.
And in an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're partnered with the County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week segment. Joining us live in studio today is Brian Papalea to talk more about this week's featured furry friend. And Brian, I love the gear he's sporting today.
Yeah, he's got the official Adopt Me harness on. Actually, just real quick, we have our expedition program is open now.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to come take a dog out for a couple hours for the day, they will get the dog geared up like this. And you can go out and you can have some fun. So you can find out more about that at chqhumane.org. This guy is Ace. Ace is 10 months old. He's good with cats, good with kids, and pretty spectacular in the car. He's been riding around a little bit this morning. He's getting tired.
Yeah, he looks like he's, ready to sprawl out and take a nap. I could join you, Ace. Brian, when you mentioned the expedition and how that is, I imagine, a huge help to you guys, what were some of the things that folks might be doing if they took a guy like Ace out into the community?
Well, what we do is it's just you come in, you do a quick little tutorial, and then we match you up with a dog that we think is going to be a good fit for you. And you can go out, we give you a list of a number of local businesses you can visit that are animal friendly, some parks and stuff like that. And really it's considered a temporary foster situation, actually. And not only is it a great mental break for the dogs to get a break from the shelter, but I think it's a great mental break for the people to get the love of a dog for a little while if they don't normally have access. We do say that if you do have dogs at home, please leave them at home. The interactions are not something we would like to have happen. So if you have dogs, you can do it. Just make sure the dogs stay home. But really, there's no cost associated. You get everything you need for your time out. And then when you're done, you bring the dog back. It's no later than 5 o'clock. And it's 7 days a week you can do it. So just inviting people to do that now that the weather's getting nicer.
Absolutely. And as for our friend Ace here, I know you mentioned he did well today in the car. And did he do okay on the stairs coming up? Is he pretty familiar?
He was, because he's a youngin' still, and he was a little hesitant, but my daughter Erica's with me here. She's a volunteer at the shelter, and she walked with him, and I walked ahead, and he followed. And yeah, we made it up the stairs.
Big sigh there, Ace. I know. As for spending time, I know your daughter's an older kid, but does he seem to merge well with kids?
Oh yeah.
Other pets.
He's good with kids. He's good with cats, and of course some of that comes down to the meet. We do whenever a dog's adopted. We'll do the meet with the family, with all the family that lives in the house, and then we will do, if they have another dog, we'll do a dog meet after that. So, but yeah, for as far as we know, so far so good.
Good. And the big thing is, I know spring is coming, or at least that's what they tell us. We wouldn't know it if we looked outside it some days, but I imagine a lot of people might be looking for somebody to partner with, to maybe hit the road, get some workouts, get some walks. Ace right now, or was a moment ago, not interested in
roaming.
I just mentioned that he knows his cues very well. He's like, get me out of here. Does he do well with walks and things like that?
He does. Actually, one of the things that we're kind of asking for is he goes to a more active home. If you like to get out there and do those morning runs and stuff like that, he's going to love that. And he does love to cuddle, but he needs to get the energy out first. He's a puppy. Some of the, training will need to be involved because he's young and he's still learning some of those things that, how you might want him to let you know how he needs to go out, or how, some of his routines. you'll need to figure out.
Absolutely. And again, to learn more about our buddy Ace here, chqhumane.org, the place to go. Brian, thank you very much. That's going to do it for us today. We'll leave you with this look over Chautauqua Lake. Have a wonderful weekend. See you back here Monday.